Today we're in the brand new 2020 Genesis G90, and I've waited as long as I could to film this review before it goes back, which is tomorrow. And unfortunately, it's been storming all week here in the Vancouver area on the West Coast, and yeah, I have no choice but just to do everything inside because it's just really, really gross out there. So let's get to it. This is the G90. First thing you notice, it does look different. It is still based on the same bespoke platform, which is just for the G90. It's at the same wheelbase, the same width as the previous version, but look at the difference in the front. First of all, you get this huge crest-shaped front grille. You can't miss it. And they're calling it G-Matrix, which is the pattern. And it's supposed to emulate an illuminated diamond, the reflections and the light coming off it, and I can totally see that. Then you have a new unique 4 LED lamp system, and I really love how the daytime running lights, they blend right into the side markers as well, so you get this big sweeping shape. Some might like it, some might not, are these 19-inch dish wheels. I personally like them. I think they look pretty baller. They use sound absorption technology to even reduce noise. Now, we're driving right now, just listen to how quiet it really is in this cabin. We are on the freeway and it's raining, so obviously you would get a lot more noise from the wheels. There's a big truck beside us here. It's very, very, very impressive. Okay, let's get back to the exterior of the vehicle. You have that big, long look, very short overhangs. In the back, no more Genesis wing in a bad shape. You now have it simulated with the rear light treatment, so it looks like a wing. And what they've also done to make it look more substantial and look more premium is they brought the license plate down lower, and I see other manufacturers doing that, and I'm a big fan of that. And then you get inside, and this is really special. This is a luxury car, but really, what is luxury? What's the definition of luxury? And sure, you could say, you know, fine Napa leather, which this has, you know, heated and cooled seats in the front and the rear, which this does have, ultra suede or Alcantara roof liner, this has that too. You can say all of that stuff, but there's certain things that you just can't describe. Words don't describe what luxury is. You really have to experience it. And I've driven this for the better part of a week, and yeah, there's just a je ne sais quoi. Certain things you just don't know what it is, but it just feels luxurious. It's a combination. It's a combination of the quietness and the ride, which we'll get to. But there are a lot of small little details that you really don't notice at first, like the leather work in the interior. This leather dash on the side panels, it is meticulous. It is perfect. The quilted seats, the contrast stitching, the open pore wood. This isn't a laminate, this is real wood. Beautiful grain. Then you get to things like, of course, the soft closed doors, but even the switch gear, opening and closing the windows. The switches they're perfect. They really are. Any switches have such tight tolerances. Even look how they've even designed the hazard button, how it integrates into this nice line across the dash. These are all small things, but a lot of times it really is in the details. This is equipped with a 12.3-inch infotainment screen. It's very easy to use. You have your control wheel on the bottom here. You have a home and a back button. Easy to navigate, but you can also use it as a touch screen, so you can just touch the buttons as well. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Actually, everything is standard. We'll get to that in a little bit. The seats. The driver's seat is a 22-way adjustable power seat. The passenger is a 16-way adjustable seat. You have driver memories, as well you have a smart posture car seat auto adjust now. You push that button, you enter in your inseam, your height, your weight, and you hit auto, and it will automatically set the seat and the mirrors and the steering wheel to what it thinks is best for your posture. Yeah, it might not be totally perfect, but it's a good starting point. You can tweak from there. A couple things I want to mention though, it does come with a power sunroof. However, I'm a fan of the large panel roofs. It gives more light, especially for the people in the rear. And the gauge cluster, you know what, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But in a car of this stature, I just think that it just lacks something special. It looks like it's just from any other of their products. And yeah, I think this thing does deserve something a little bit better than that. Then we get to the back, power rear seats on both sides, heated and cooled as I mentioned, but the right seat has even more adjustments. Plus, if you fold down that middle console, you have all your adjustments there. You can control the right passenger front seat. So if this is being driven like a car service or a chauffeur, this front seat can actually be moved all the way to the front, giving that special passenger even more room. I've heard even the president of South Korea rides in that right rear seat. So if it's good enough for him, it's probably good enough for me. So what's powering under the hood? It's a 5-liter V8. Yeah, good old V8. I'm a fan of V8 engines and luxury cars. It's effortless. It puts out 420 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. It's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all the G90s come with the H-Track all-wheel drive, which can switch power from the front to the back and left to the right. Kind of handy for weather that we're having here. It's actually clearing up a little bit as we head east here, but on all corners you have adaptive suspension. You have your drive mode button here. We are in comfort. If we switch it into sport, that's going to stiffen it up a little bit. The steering is going to get a little harder, but also the seat bolsters on the side actually push in to give you that more sporty feel. Another couple other options, we can go into eco mode. Now, in eco mode, when I coast, it can actually disconnect everything and coast for over a kilometer. That's pretty good fuel economy. Now, speaking of fuel economy, of course it depends how you drive it, but I was able to manage to get it into around the 10 liters per 100 kilometer range, driving it in 80% highway driving. That's pretty good for a big luxury sled like this that weighs almost 5,000 pounds. I just can't believe how quiet this is, and the pavement's not really that smooth here either. Yes, we are in, let's put it back into comfort mode right now. There's custom as well, comfort mode. You know what? Potholes and manhole covers and all those things, bring it on. This thing will eat those up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And at the same time, we're not bouncing and floating over them. It just really isolates you from all those nasty things. When you're driving in traffic, you know, driving a car like this, you're not in a hurry. You just kind of relax, turn the stereo on. By the way, it's a 17-speaker Lexicon stereo. This is equipped with a multi-function, multicolor head-up display, and it has all the information that you need, including your speedometer and safety information. Even the blind spot monitoring system, which is on the mirrors, also displays on both sides in your head-up displays. So you really don't have to take your eyes off. Everything is in your peripheral view. One thing that I found really interesting though is yesterday I took it into the United States. So I'm driving on the freeway there and I'm looking at my head-up display and I'm like, oh, look at that. It's still in kilometers or metric, yet it's converted the speed limit for me, which is really, really handy. There is no question what speed limit you should drive, even if you have a metric speedometer. This is also equipped with 2 blind spot cameras on each mirror. So what it does, when you turn your signal on, it shows your camera view from the left side, turn it to the right, and you see the right side. This is something that I first saw in the Hyundai Nexo, which is Hyundai's hydrogen flagship halo car. And it's good to see that it's worked its way into the Genesis, that's for sure. All right, let's see this 420 horse. Merging. Yeah. It's so smooth. It's effortless how it just glides. Now, safety-wise, this has 10 airbags. It has frontal collision, has rear seat exit alert as well, meaning it uses sensors. If I'm going to open my door into oncoming traffic and it senses something, it's going to let me know, or maybe a bicyclist is coming up. And yeah, that's a great thing. Also, this has a highway driving assistant. So what it does is it takes the adaptive cruise control and takes it up a level. So let's turn on the cruise right now. And we have our lane keep on. And let's set our speed. We get a little green steering wheel. Let's set us to 100 kilometers per hour. Now, it's not just using radar to keep us from hitting the front car. It's also following the vehicle as well. And it's keeping us in the center of the car. This is not meant to be a hands-free system, but I'm just giving you an example here. It will go on for quite a long time without any intervention, depending on what the conditions are or if there's corners. We're just going straight right now. So let's just see how long we can go for here. One thing I should mention though, when you come down to pretty well a stop, like stop and go traffic, using this system, it will require you to restart after about 3 seconds of being stopped with either the resume or you have to hit the gas pedal. That's one thing I wish that they could work on, maybe for the future update, where you can stop for longer than 3 seconds and it'll just automatically pick up where it left off. Mercedes has that, and yeah, I'm sure in the future it will do it. But so far, we're dead solid straight right now. And where this is really handy is if you're on a real long drive, not that you're gonna go and fall asleep or go hands-free, but it just reduces the fatigue. It just makes everything so effortless, which actually keeps you more alert. So you're comfortable, you don't have all that noise pollution from road noise, engine noise, and it's just really a nice place to spend your time driving. No lie, I could see myself driving straight across the country in a car like this G90. Seriously, it is that good. And we're still hands-free. So let's talk about, if you don't know Genesis, you gotta know their whole buying experience, which is very unique to the industry. You see, in Canada here, Genesis does not really have any dealerships. So you don't have to go anywhere. They have retail stores, let's say, but when you buy a vehicle from Genesis, you don't buy it from the dealer, you are buying direct. Okay, now it says keep hands on wheel. So that was a long time. You are buying direct right from Genesis themselves. So how do you book a test drive and how do you buy it? You go online or visit one of their retail stores, or even a kiosk like in Pearson International Airport in Toronto. They have a Genesis kiosk where you can take a look at a car and you can book a test drive either there or online, and they'll actually arrange with you a time and place, and they'll bring a car to you. So you don't have to go to a dealership. So what if you don't know what options to get? No problem, because there are no options with this Genesis G90. It only comes like this, which is fully loaded. There is one small option though. That is, if you want to opt out of the V8 engine and want to go into a 3.3 liter V6 twin turbo, you can special order that, but that is a special order, and you save $3,000. I really don't know anyone that would want the 3.3 liter turbo engine. It's a great engine, but you don't get the same experience as the V8, and it's only $3,000. So you've decided you want to buy this G90. You pick your color, pretty well, that's about it. And what's it gonna cost you? $89,750 Canadian dollars. But when I say all in, that's every single fee other than taxes. So your PDI, your freight, all of that stuff is included. But wait, there's more. It also includes 5 years or 100,000 kilometers of maintenance as well. And when you do need an appointment, you make your appointment, they'll come to you, they'll drop you off a loaner and take your vehicle to get it serviced and bring it back to you. Everything is taken care of. There is no middleman. There is no haggling in price. I wish more companies actually did this. You know, in the first half of 2019, luxury car sales in Canada were on the decline from almost all the manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz, Audi, BMW, and Jaguar, to name a few. But you know who was up 34%? Genesis. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people might not need a luxury sedan like this G90, but it really is a good way to show what this brand is capable of with this flagship sedan. If you don't need something full size, guess what? They've got something smaller like the G80, or of course the sporty G70. And soon they're going to be releasing their SUVs. I can't wait for those. This product in my mind is really exceptional. From the fit and finish, like I said, you'll be hard pressed to find any interior put together like this. How that feels, the styling from the outside, it's a home run. The performance, it's smooth. This is what luxury is. Like I mentioned before, it's just something you have to experience. That's what this luxury is. So if Genesis keeps on putting out cars like this, I'm telling you, this is a brand that is here to stay, and here to stay for a long time. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.